Guys, we are here at Too Far with Robbie Hoffman. This is the official Rob Hoffman takeover of the pod. Rachel got a day job in Glendale for 3 months. That is really demanding. They're giving her a lot of shifts. And she wants me to hold this pod for 3 months. But I'll tell you, I ran into a fan. A fan came running up to me, said, "My God, if you don't carry this pod for the next 3 months," which is what the people want. She said, I said, you know, Rachel's got this day job. It's in Glendale. And they said, you know what? Many people want you to continue. And it is what it is. Rachel could step up with the pod and she could take it by the reins. You know, I'd be happy. Okay, and we have a special co-host for my first takeover. My BFF. A boy. A girl and a boy being friends. Can you imagine that? And before you think to go to your girl and say, see, told you I could be friends with Ashley. Told you I could be friends with Madison. You can't. Are they dicks like me? That is the only way. Boys and girls can be friends. If your girlfriend is a dick like me, and girl is a bit of an overstatement for what the fuck she is, then you can have a friend who's a girl. Of course, he's late. Everybody but me is late. Everybody in this town is a joke but me. You see this. And he asked me, he begged me to be on the pod. He wants to promote his special on Veeps. And Veeps came up to me. And I don't want to be this guy, but Veeps came up to me. He said, there's a home for you at Veeps. And I said, you know what? If absolutely nothing else is happening with me in a year or two, I'll come to Veeps. Okay? And it's not that I want Veeps to set up. Veeps is a great network. By the way, Carmen invented Peacock. He had a special on Peacock. Nobody heard of Peacock. He was the first special. Nobody heard of Veeps. Maybe we'll hear of Veeps. It's not like I want them to come up. Because I like having a just in case. If nothing else, if literally nothing else is happening in my life, Veeps, you're going to hear from me. Okay, we'll see if Carmen can find the parking even. He's one of the worst drivers. Men get very sensitive about being bad drivers, as if it's something to brag about. They let kids drive. You're bragging about being a good driver. You're 45 years old. 16-year-olds drive. It's not that hard. But men need to be a good driver. They need to be good at everything. You're not good at everything. You're good at comedy, Carm. But driving is not your forte. He's going slower than my grandfather. Here comes Rock. They got to do this every time for me now. I'm very high end, very demanding. I used to think I was low maintenance, and then I realized I was high maintenance. But because I was a like this, I thought, oh, this means low maintenance. Rock, you think I'm low maintenance?
I think you're very low maintenance.
Oh, he thinks I'm low maintenance. Look at that. Okay, look at him coming in late. Sit the fuck down. Here for him, begging to be on the podcast to promote his special on Veeps. That watch is looking so good on him. I wonder how he even came to have such a watch. What I do for boys, so I don't protect them. Love him. It's a cute hat. What's this hat?
Brooks Brothers.
Oh, he's a fancy type of guy.
I got it for free. Got it from the wardrobe people at the Bear. They gave it to me.
Here he comes in with the credentials on my podcast. Can you imagine? I just saw a preview for something. I didn't even know Carmen was in it for this bad teacher. It was suggested to me. English teacher. And I see fucking Carmen there. Okay, nobody can work because Carm has every job in the city.
Oh, wow. I love it.
Okay, what's this watch? Are you loving wearing a watch?
It's so nice. I haven't
Do
had
you get compliments? Like, it looks so good on you. You wear it's a perfect size.
I do get a lot of I get compliments, yeah. It's like not a ton, but every so often somebody will walk up and be like...
Well, because it's not everyone's a watch person, but when they see that, yeah.
But people that are watch people like
love that
Seiko.
watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Robbie picked it out.
Picked it out. His girlfriend, by the way, picked out his girlfriend too.
Picked out my girlfriend, picked out my watch.
What the hell else haven't I done for this guy? Sitting there alone with his hand night after night. I got him a girlfriend.
Got me a girlfriend. Got me a watch. Well, you know what? I will say the reason I was late was because I knew it would get you worked up, and
No,
now we got
that's
this
not
amazing
why. You're not. It's not a
energy.
creative choice. So you're trying to claim it's a creative choice. We're paying by the hour here, Rock.
Are we?
Yeah, you
It's
better
an hour?
believe we
How
are.
much is it an hour?
It's a lot.
How much is it?
See, they don't know suddenly the price.
So I was 10 minutes late. I'll
Venmo.
I'll Venmo
Oh,
you.
I'll Venmo
I'll
request.
Venmo you $10. I got
I'll
it.
Venmo request you. Don't even worry.
You know I got it.
Guys, you know I'm a watch person, but even if you don't have a lot of money, but you have a few $100s, this is a big occasion. You're turning 30, you're turning 40. I don't care what it is. Seiko 5 is a mechanical watch. You can get one under $500. You can get, depending on the state, he's got a two-tone, so it's a little more expensive. But you can get one for $300. These are beautiful mechanical watches.
You should get paid for this advertisement.
I know, nobody's paying us. We haven't had a single. Remember that
you
guy
guys
was like,
make
we're going to
money on
get you
this?
Skims.
Does the audience remember that I was on when we fought for an hour? We didn't
They
fight,
remember,
but
and they didn't want you back. And I said, guys, be kind to Carm,
wait,
because
well,
he's an abusive man, and we're having him back, but he's here on
not
the
true.
redemption tour.
it's not true. So,
Gaslighter.
but after that, your sister, you were like, a lot of people were in my DMs, and they were like, you know what? We're on your side. He gaslit you, and I'm like, this
Yep,
is. Do you think
he's
I
a
care anything
gaslighter.
about your?
He doesn't care about
Do you think
gaslighting.
care about your DMs?
Men they're raping. They
But
don't care about gaslighting.
But then your
Gaslighting's
sister
lost.
comes up to me. Your sister, sweetest person. She says, the way Robbie treated you was unfair.
Okay, Devora,
Sister
you know what?
your sister took my side.
She likes to do this. She likes to do this.
I love your sister. She gave me great Vancouver Rex.
Isn't she just the sweetest? Shout out to Devora. She's studying
Devora,
social work.
I know
we
she's
can't have her
listening.
on the pod because of her schooling.
She's going to USC.
She's at USC for social work, but the thing is she wants to be very middle of the road. She doesn't want to, I say things here that aren't the most kosher, and she works with families, and she'd like to keep it that way.
I was just thinking about your. We probably can't talk about it because you don't want to burn a joke. The R. Kelly joke is insane.
What about it?
Oh, not the R. Kelly.
Yeah.
The P. Diddy joke.
Yeah, the P. Diddy.
It's insane.
It's insane. Well, he's an innocent man. People know here I defend men.
No, dude.
And I protect them. And there's not enough evidence on that one, I gotta say.
Before the Diddy thing, like the video of him abusing his wife in
That video was doctored. I think we can all
hotel?
see. We can all tell when something's AI or
out of
not
control.
at this point.
Before that video came out, Robbie was doing this Diddy joke, and it made me laugh really hard because nobody's defending Diddy. It's clearly a joke,
This is
right?
an AI doctored video.
And then
This
the
witch
video
hunt.
comes out. The video comes out. I send it. I go, hey, Robbie, this video is really bad. He's like literally throwing glass at his wife. He like kicks her and stuff. I'm like, maybe you should stop doing that joke. So she's like, this is disgusting. Thank you for sharing. And then 3 months pass. 3 months pass. I see
back with
Robbie do
Diddy.
a set at the Improv. Her opener is Diddy's innocent. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, you're still doing this joke.
Listen,
it's so
he
funny.
beats
It's
women.
crazy.
Who doesn't? It's 2024. Grow up.
Do you guys get paid by YouTube or Patreon?
Everything.
How much are you making per episode?
I don't know because Rachel does that.
She
but
takes the
we're
money.
making.
Do you trust her with the
enough.
money?
No, I don't. You're not even here. She took a day job in Glendale for 3 months.
Doing what?
I can't tell you.
Really? As like research or what?
I don't know.
Well,
Not looking good
Rachel-
for Rachel.
she's in Edinburgh, and she didn't initially want me to do the podcast.
No,
'cause she
she's
thinks,
very
She thinks that
worried.
we're gonna steal it.
She thinks
But I don't want to do it. One of my goals in entertainment is to never host my own podcast.
But you could host one with me easily.
I would do it. I would go on your podcast anytime.
Okay,
'Cause
so
you're
here-
hilarious.
so
you're.
on the record-
I think you're the new Howard Stern.
Do you hear this
I
right
think
now? That
Robbie
is such a
Hoffman is the new
compliment.
Howard. I'm serious. I was listening. My girlfriend puts on the podcast in the background, and I'm like, she's like, "Do you want to listen to Too Far?" And I said, "No." Because I
Who
want
wants to
hang
listen
out.
to
I want to
podcasts,
hang
yeah?
out with my friends. I don't want to listen to their podcast.
Yeah.
And she puts it on. I'm stretching. I'm doing my stretches before bed, and I'm laughing my ass off. And I'm like, Robbie is made for radio.
See?
Robbie's-
I am the new King of radio, king of podcasts. Here you go,
Really
king of
good.
podcasts. Meme that.
And Rachel's great because
Why?
you're so mean to her. And
Mean?
it's so funny.
You know what? Whenever girls are honest, we're mean. You find the sexism in this, right? Ellen's mean because what? Ellen was mean because she didn't come to the staff meetings when she's giving everybody jobs. You don't hear nothing about Jimmy Fallon. You think he's the nicest guy on the planet? Wake up.
They try to do a little profile on Jimmy Fallon and Rolling Stone,
What
and
was
it
the
bombed.
profile? Good?
It was basically that he's like an alcoholic, and people at the
Just
office
get at
are
him.
depressed and blah blah blah. But that's every job. It wasn't a good
every
article.
job.
I think they could have got a little bit better info and had.
You
a
know
better
who should
article.
take over the Jimmy Fallon show when he's out of prison? Diddy. I think that's a fun show.
Is Diddy in prison? I don't
Yeah,
think he's
he'll
in
be there
prison.
any second. No, I did say if nobody releases a song of the summer in the next 2 weeks, I might have to bail out R. Kelly myself. We just need these hit makers, and they're criminals. The Venn diagram of a hit maker and a criminal is a circle. What can I do about such a thing?
Yeah, I saw R. Kelly at Pitchfork, maybe 2014. Kendrick Lamar went on right before him, incredible. And then R. Kelly, I was like, I guess we'll stick around for R. Kelly. It was one of the best concerts I've ever seen in my life. You never seen so many. All of a sudden, white guys with rhythm in their hips. Everybody was dancing. He let swans out into the air. It was like you forgot this guy's got hits.
No,
I
he's got
invited you to a
hits.
concert last night.
Yeah, and you didn't even. I couldn't go to the concert because I had 2 spots back to back at the store and the Improv. We're trying to help
Krang
them.
Bin at
Who's
the
this?
Hollywood Bowl. Krang Bin. It's kind of like instrumental, deserty music. It's really good.
Oh, good.
You would have loved it. It was an
Who'd you
incredible
go with in
concert.
the end?
I took a friend,
What friend?
Whit Conway. He's directed some.
Oh, I like Whit. Shout out to Whit Conway. I did your short film with him. Can people
Yeah.
check out the short film we did together?
Mo and Bert, check it out. It's on YouTube or
Really?
Vimeo. Yeah.
Mo and Bert.
called Mo
Carmen
and
booked
Bert.
me. And you know, guys, that I'm
Robbie
working on my
acted.
acting. Speaking of acting, who does Carmen like to read his auditions? Carmen's an award-winning actor. I'm telling you, he's on every show. You're talking The Curse. I sent him, I was on a plane. I said, I'm going to watch The Curse. It's on the plane. I see Carmen's credit. Huge. I sent him a picture of it. I said, wow, look at this. Your name on the screen on the plane. Crickets from him. Like, I'm
What?
sending this guy. Remember? You said I
No.
didn't send it to you, and
I
then I
didn't
showed
get
you that
it.
I sent. Yes, you did.
But I don't think it came through. Robbie, your phone is fucked.
No, it's not.
Your
Stop
phone
it
is
with
fucked.
this.
I did not
Look at
get
this. I sent him this.
But look, it's not in my
Okay,
text.
whatever.
I think that your
Then
phone
yesterday,
is fucked.
he invites me to a concert. He gets butthurt that I can't go to the concert because I'm working.
I didn't get butthurt.
He doesn't even respond. I said, sorry, can't make it. I wish. Love you. No
You didn't
response.
say love you.
Whatever. I was kind.
Okay, well, I was on the move. I had to find somebody to go. And I apologize.
So you went 2 guys? Is that a little gay? Did you hold hands?
It was a little gay. We did not hold hands. And I have a girlfriend.
Carmen's got
I'm
this
not
new
gay.
special on Veeps. Now, I've seen this hour, I want to say upwards of 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I surprise him. I come to the show, happy to help out. There's a joke in the special. He goes, one of my best friends is a lesbian. Could have said Robbie Hoffman. Then it comes to find out he wasn't even thinking about me. He has no other lesbian friend. It's literally me.
I have lots of lesbian friends.
Who?
Emma Silvers.
Okay, but
Aaron-
better one of your best friends?
No, it's not her. She's not one of my best friends. She's not
a
even
good friend.
She's a good friend. I got a bunch of lesbian friends, but it is you. It is you. My point was the joke isn't 100% factual. But every time I tell the joke, I think of you. And I think that the audience, anybody that knows us, is probably thinking I'm talking about Robbie. It's clearly you. You're my top
so
lesbian.
Touched. Everybody came out to me and said, he talked about you in his special. I was so touched. I go to Carmen. I go, I didn't know that was about me. Actually, it wasn't.
No.
And then he backtracks. He goes, but I'm always thinking. It's like, you're not.
Okay, you want to hear something? I move out to LA.
Who got you out to LA?
A job.
No, who told you? I told you were moving to LA before you were moving to LA.
But
Because I got you a girlfriend
I
here.
actually had to move because a job hired
Please
me
stop.
and they needed me
yeah,
here.
because they knew you were inching here. Are you going to be in LA? You were like, kind of, because now I have a girlfriend. I'm not fucking gay.
Oh my god! All right,
Okay.
so we're at a party. I think it was Blair's party at Red Lion. We're in the back. I introduce you to somebody. I say, this is one of my really good friends. And Robbie says, no, we're not. We're not good. I'm like, and I was hurt. I was like, Robbie, we are good friends. I
No,
thought we
he
were
said,
good
this is my
friends.
best friend. I said, I don't know that we're best
I didn't
friends.
say best. I said
He
really
said
good.
best. I'm telling you right now.
I did not say best.
He said best. He's gay like that. He says my best
I
friend
did not
still.
say best.
He's-
I
he-
said this is one
he's
of my
go-
really good friends.
he's going on
she
54
says,
and he's saying
she
best
says,
friend.
I'm in my 30s, and she says, we're not good friends. And I was like, well, okay. And I guess just, and then she could tell I was hurt. And then
And
she
now-
goes in her phone and she saves me as best friend. So now she's overcompensating,
I
backtracking.
overcompensated because he was almost in tears. It was very strange.
You have a joke about me in your set
I
right
do.
now, but you changed the name.
Well, I changed the name in front of you. The truth is, I am using your name. I didn't want to tell you
Are you really?
because, yeah, I really am.
That's great.
Because as soon as I say it, I go, my friend Carmen. Because I didn't.
No,
What happened? It
Because
was a
what happened
text.
was, I text you a flyer, my birthday party, no response. No response. It's okay that you couldn't go, but you could just be like, "Happy birthday! Sorry, I can't make it." I know I'm an
calls me
adult,
a
but
grown
it's just
man.
she's my friend.
He calls me a grown man. He said, "Why didn't you go to my birthday party?"
I didn't say why didn't you go. I said why didn't you respond? And then you're asking
Birthday
me for
parties?
favors. You're texting me and going, "Can you help my girlfriend move into her apartment?" I'm like, you didn't even say happy birthday, so no, I can't. I got a bad back.
Do you see how much I've helped? We're going to get into who helps who more in about a second. But a grown man's birthday, what are you, fucking gay? Birthday parties are for women and children. This is the joke, and this is also the fucking truth.
2024. It could be for
No,
guys.
what am I
too.
getting to your house playing Duck Duck Goose? This
No, we were at a bar drinking
is
alcohol.
ridiculous.
It's probably
His
the
birthday, I go,
opposite.
what? How old are you? I never heard of such a thing. Imagine my brother Schneer said, my 41st birthday.
It wasn't. I'm not. It wasn't. I'm not 41. This is,
Are you gonna come to my brother would be like, what? I haven't celebrated my birthday since 7. Speaking of,
birthday.
you haven't had a gathering at your house. You're a very good connector of people. Carmen's got a lot of friends. Why haven't you had a backyard hang again?
I will. I'll do it. I'll do it soon.
You know that
Because-
I'm having a moving out party at my house because I'm leaving my apartment. Gab and I are moving in.
When are you guys moving in?
Hopefully Sep
You
15.
guys going in the hills?
We're trying.
You gonna get a pool?
No,
Get a pool.
but we
you get
looked
a
at a house.
pool.
No, we're not doing a pool. I'm not maintaining a pool.
I love a pool, bro.
I know, but I don't need your hairy tits in my pool. Like, if I'm getting a pool, it's not for Carmen.
You got hairy tits. Yeah, right. I'd be over all the time. You'd
He'd
love
be
it.
over.
You'd love.
Carm, so you're thinking that you help me more than I help you? Because let's.
No,
like,
I'm
go
not
through it.
trying to compare. I'm not trying to
You
compete.
are, because you're tit for tatting. You're like, she didn't come to my birthday party. I can't help Gab move a box. Why you punish Gab? Why you punish Gab?
No, but truly, I do remember you texting me that, but I was out of town. I was on tour, and I was like,
What do you have against Gabby?
I love Gabby. Gabby's number one.
But you won't help her move her things.
I'm the
in
one who
house.
got you guys together.
Oh
You didn't
yeah,
want-
there we go.
You didn't want to go on a date because you were depressed after. Oh, this is a good story. I got a good story. Ready? We're on strike. WGA's on strike.
We voted against it, as everybody knows. I think we should have, litigated. But anyway,
WGA is on strike. So there's, these WGA meetings, and Robbie goes to one without
go to the
me.
first
one. You go to one without me.
Oh, right.
You go to one
Just
without
before
me.
the strike, yeah.
Robbie asks all these pretty good questions, honestly, like asking questions about the financials and saying, well, maybe we should look into the WGA. Like, where are you guys spending your money on? Like, where do our dues go? Another great question was, why do we have to get dinged or penalized for not paying our dues on time? Like, like questions like, why
Yeah,
isn't
like,
it
why-
automatically taken out?
it's automatic. Like if you're
It should
a
be
small
automatically
dental
taken out.
office, your copay's automatically. That's it. They tell you what you owe right then and there. The WGA wants us to go back since 2016, tell us what we think we made every month, and then they're going to bill us. You know what we made. You're
Yeah.
getting the checks.
She's right. And so at that meeting, everybody loved Robbie. They're cheering for her. They're holding chairs over
I
her
love the
head.
people.
Robbie's telling me, Robbie loves this when she gets DM'd. She's like, people are DMing me. And I was like, okay, great. So Robbie and I are writing a movie. We meet up. We work on it a little bit. And then she's like, we got to go to this WGA
By the way, we got a
meeting.
movie coming out that's going to be unbelievable.
We got
Look
a
out
movie
for it,
coming
3-4
out.
years.
3-4 years. And Robbie runs all these questions by me. She's like, basically rehearsing what she's going to say.
I'm like, is this a good question? Do you understand this? I'm going to ask this. I only had like 3 questions. You can't, I had basically 16 and I got it down to 3.
Yeah. And so this WGA thing, this is right when we announced that we were going on strike. So
Day
it was
one
like
of the strike. People are losing their livelihoods.
Huge pep rally basically at UCLA campus, like this beautiful auditorium.
Yeah, I think it was Warner Brothers, but anyway.
Anyway, there's the room is huge. There's 2 projectors on each side so that speakers can be seen. The head of the Teamsters is there. The head of the WGA is there. Everybody that's writing on any show is there. This place is fucking packed. And Robbie's like, I got some questions for the WGA. She wants to attack the WGA, but this is us supposed to be in unity, like let's fight the studios, right? So it's a pep rally, and there's this guy Max Silvestri there who is my WGA captain, and he's so like opposite of where your stance was. He's like total pro WGA.
He's like, when the studios are hitting it, you know what? You know who's the first line of defense? All of the writers.
Yeah.
We're not going to sue the studios. We're not gonna sell off our real estate and divvy it up amongst the members so they can have a little cash when times are tough. What we're gonna do is force everybody, the members' first line of defense, to strike and say no to their livelihoods. Every other union, it's a last resort.
Yeah. So either way, I got Robbie sitting on the right to me, Max on the left, total opposites in what they believe in. And so at the end of it, they're like, there's a Q&A. Robbie gets up into line right away, steps into line first, maybe second or third in line. And what questions did you ask?
I asked, why is the WGA sitting on at least 40 million of real estate? This is in their public financial statements you can find on the website. Why do we have, are we WeWork, where we're pretending to be a workspace, but we're actually a real estate company? What are we doing if writers are going on strike and you don't have no money to give us? Why don't we sell off these massive buildings that have appreciated in value since we've owned them? I can't even imagine how much. And split it amongst the members like a co-op.
But her real first question is like, we're looking at the studios. We're looking at the studios and being like, why are they treating us this way, these certain costs? But right now we should also be looking inward and say, hey, where are our WGA dues actually going?
We're a union.
And
we should have self checks.
The head of the WGA says,
$2.1 million
asks
a year.
Robbie to sit down, and she says no, and she asks another question, and then Robbie gets booed by the whole.
So I asked the head of the WGA, who by the way has since stepped down. So we'll be looking into that. But he makes publicly, again, in the financial statements, the board salaries, they're all public. They have to be. This is supposed to be a non-for-profit. Meanwhile, he's skimming off $2.1 million a year to work 3 weeks a year. So I go, I just want to know, your salary is $2.1 million. And I just wanted to know why that's coming out of membership dues and what. They're like, we've been working tirelessly for 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
At a pep rally the day that we go on strike, where we're all supposed to be together.
He says to me, you need to sit down. Carmen's next to me.
Robbie gets booed. And then she didn't want to leave. And then finally, I thought I was going to have to like go grab you, and and then she comes and sits down and completely red, and I feel like my soul left my body. I had so a rich white man. I was so embarrassed. I put my hand on Robbie's leg because I was like, I want to support her, and then you took my hand. You took my hand off. And then he took my hand off. I was like, she's really embarrassed.
I was so mad. So here's the thing.
Then I go, Robbie, we're getting out of here. We're getting out of here before this ends. I'm like, I'm going pee. You come out a couple minutes later, and we'll meet in the lobby and leave.
Carmen was honestly my knight in shining. So I'm like booed. Everybody's like, how dare you question our fearless leaders? How dare you question the king? And he goes, you need to sit down. What I should have said, but I was already trembling and I couldn't even believe. I should have used our language against. I should have used the language that the guild is so comfortable. I should have said, so wait a second. There's this rich cis white man telling a young queer woman to sit down when she has a question. I just want to be clear on this. But I didn't. I got booed. Everybody was like, how dare you? As we were leaving, Carmen's like, we got to go. We got to go. I'm trembling. Everybody can't even look at me. They're like, fuck. On the way out, people are like, fuck you. Somebody goes to me, fuck you. Okay.
Nobody did
Carmen
that.
and I, no, literally. Somebody said,
Really?
fuck you. I don't
Really?
know where the hell you were.
Whoa.
He's going to pee. I don't know what the hell he's doing. People are like, fuck you. I'm like, fuck you. I'm crying meanwhile, okay? Because it's very hard to sustain that, to be bullied when you literally have a question. If I knew the answer to the question, I wouldn't have asked it, but I had a genuine question.
Yeah. But then
Carmen takes me and he goes, we're going to have a drink with Emma Silvers. Shout out to Emma Silvers and Ellie, who are
Emma
terrific
and Ellie
friends.
are friends.
And I consider Ellie a friend now because I had a little bit of I'm better friends with Emma, but Ellie and I are working on it.
What's wrong with Ellie?
Nothing. I'm just closer. I know Emma more.
Oh, gotcha.
But people are very temperamental. If I say I'm friends with Emma and I know Ellie goes, what's wrong? Nothing. We just don't get together alone. I've gotten together with Emma. Anyway, we go to El Pro. We're not even supposed to be speaking to Emma and Ellie as of that day because they work in the business.
No, they're fine.
No, so anyway, he doesn't want to get in trouble. Anyway, we go for drinks.
You could
It was
have
my
friends
second.
with
It was
somebody
my
in the
second
industry.
date with Gabby. Supposed to be the next day. I thought, how am I going to survive this? I'll never work again in the industry. 3 months later, as the strike goes on and on and on, and there's no movement, I can't even tell you the DMs I was flooded with people saying, you know what? At first I hated you, and then I started to think, you had some genuine questions.
Yeah.
Here comes the head of the guild. He's on a yacht. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He's like Ted Cruz when the tornado happens in fucking Austin and he's in the Bahamas with his family. What does he care? So people started to come my DMs and being like, something is. I actually wish you had finished. And now, as somebody who thought it would never work again, I actually had some terrific showrunners reach out to me who said they were so horrified by my behavior at first. And then the more they thought of it, the more they thought they need to work with me. So there's something terrific in the works. I can't speak about it now, but actually it ended up being a silver lining. Who supported me when I was in the dumps though? Who supported me when I was bullied by my own peers? Carmen took me for a drink. He said, don't worry. Bought
us a bottle of wine.
Bought us a bottle of wine. Was such a tremendous friend. That's when I really think our best friendship was like, it really got deeper because I saw not only have I been supporting him, getting him a girlfriend, moving him to LA, helping. This is the first time I saw some reciprocation.
Well, I will say also something that was like, the whole time you were like, I'm never going to work again. I'm never going to work again. And I was like, Robbie, I honestly think this is actually going to help you.
I know he
you'll
was
be fine.
already day one. He was like, this is going to be a blessing in disguise. I said, as soon as the strike ended, we had so many meetings of people who I never heard of who wanted to have a meeting with me.
And then also,
and they let me finish my questions.
But the other thing that was the thing that you're missing is Gabby and you were set to go on your second date the night after you got booed, and you're like, I can't do it. I'm too humiliated. I feel awful. And I said, you're 100% going on that date. It'll get your mind off it. You have to go. This is a Denver Broncos cheerleader, for God's sake. You're going on that damn date.
We were looking at Gabby. Because I came to a show. You weren't supportive the first time I met Gabby. I was in love.
It's not that I wasn't supportive. I was worried because you just got out of a relationship.
Not really. It's been 8 months, Carm. You said it was too fast that I was in love after a week.
No, you met her once and you said you were in love. I was like,
that's what happened.
But I'm being a friend. I'm like, slow down, get to know the person. As a friend, that's good advice. If any one of my friends meets somebody and they're like, I love this person, I want to marry them, I'm like, ooh, give it a week, give it a month, give it a couple of years. I'm just looking out for you. I just don't want,
I go, Carm, I am madly, deeply in love. When's the last? You've never heard me say that. Any of the girls I was dating, I was always on the fence, always on the fence.
Yeah, I guess that's maybe why I was like thrown off, because I was like, "Are you sure?" Like I guess I've never. I guess I was like, But I met Gabby immediately. Was like, Robbie, she's cool as fuck.
She's the coolest person
that
ever existed.
I love Robbie. I'm a Robbie stan. I'm a Gab stan.
And a Robbie stan, hopefully.
And a Robbie stan, 1,000%.
So we go to Carm's Veeps special, which was really fun. It was at such a cool place.
Brain Dead Studios.
Brain Dead Studios. They have a whole
special
theater.
Carmen Christopher live from the Windy City is on Veeps.
And you know what I love about Veeps, actually? We went to go buy it. You can just buy an individual thing. Like I went to Veeps, I bought Carmen special. It was like $7.99, I want to say.
The Veeps All Access is $5.99, but a ticket just for, and you get it for a month, and you could either
That's the one
keep
we
going,
did.
or for a ticket, it's like $10.
But isn't that amazing? You don't have to subscribe. I don't need Apple TV for everything. I need the second season of Severance. That's it. Let me buy Severance. $20. I'll buy the season. That's what Veeps is doing. You could buy what you want. It's a one-time purchase. I love that model.
Yeah, I miss DVDs.
Yeah.
They got to
same.
bring material back. I miss DVDs. I was watching
Okay,
Instagram
42nd
reel.
birthday.
Instagram reel, Matt Damon eating hot wings, talking about why good movies aren't made anymore, and it said basically because the model of DVDs is gone. So if a movie does well, or it's like supposed to cost $25 million, it's blah blah blah, and it doesn't do well at the theater, it's fine because you still have a second chunk of money coming in with the DVDs, but technology took that away. So that sucks. I think we need DVDs.
And also, you
Keep
know
your
what? We
DVDs.
started making movies equation based rather than, taking a chance on art. They're like, they need this many action scenes, this many. We're making movies for kids. Every
sucks.
Marvel movie, it's all for kids.
Everything sucks.
We've dumbed everything down to the dumbest person, and now we have no good movies.
How much a day are you online just like looking at Instagram?
Not a lot, because I delete my Instagram every day.
That's fucking smart. I do, when I do a post, I delete it so I'm not looking at the likes.
No, so I do the post, but I delete it when I get home in the evening. I don't have it, but I am on Reddit quite a bit, which I think shows.
Whoa. What are you doing on Reddit?
I'm reading.
What are you reading?
It's the last free bastion of the internet. That's what I find with Reddit. No, everybody's anonymous. It's not about how many followers you have. You don't know anyone.
Yeah.
So you're getting real advice, real opinions. People are unhinged, wildly unhinged, which, I may or may not fall into such a camp. And the news, people's opinions. I don't know. I get a lot of technology news, a lot of world news, a lot of news, but also a lot of sociological stuff, like the Ask Reddit or Ask Men page. It's like, how often are you having sex? People share their lives on there in a way that I like.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Okay, so we are at your Veep special. You can't bring me anywhere. This is the problem with my social anxiety and my autism is I am the worst small. Carmen's a big hobnobber. Okay?
What do you mean?
Carmen knows this, that, the other. He knows every famous person. This famous people galore. In terms of the Rushmore of comedy, they're always at Carmen's things, okay? So we got, like your friend who I think is one of the funniest people on the planet. I've not had one normal interaction with this man. People would think he's insane because of his show. He's actually so normal.
It's the best.
Okay. I'm insane. So I'm going up to him. I don't get shy that often. But the guys I do get shy with, it's disastrous. So I'm in a circle. Shout out to who's one of these famous guys too, but we hit it off right away. I don't know, something about I really respond. I think growing up with so many black people, being Jews and black people, I feel that conversation as a black man, we just hit it off. But kind of the rich white guys, I'm more intimidated. Like, is decked out in a Rolex and chains, and just the fact he has been othered in any way of his life by being black, and as a othered slightly person, being a being like coming from this poor back, like there's something very at home that I'm not blubbering, but you had to really fix the situation on your big night, which I feel bad for.
Well, I don't even know what happened still.
Okay, here's what happened. So I'm in a circle being so generous with me as usual. We were in, like, everybody was like sharing a cigarette, just like kind of after the special, talking about how great it was. And he, I guess, was talking, he had a son's birthday. I said, how old's the kid? And he had his son's birthday. It was like 15 years old. So I was like, you have a 15-year-old? And he goes, I also have another kid. I said, what kind? He said, a girl. I'm trying to make small talk. In my head, I'm like, I can't make small talk with this guy. What am I doing? Okay. I go, how old is she? He goes, 13. What do I say next? Did she get her period yet?
Oh, my God.
Literally, this is what I say. This is my second conversation ever with this man. I go, did she get her period yet? And he goes, I don't know. I go, you don't, I'm attacking him now. I go, you don't know? He goes, I guess I do. It's private. He's totally right. But in my head,
Yeah.
I'm thinking 13-year-old girl. What's the only thing? I don't know 13-year-old girls.
I think that...
What's the only thing I know? I'm like, when I was 13, I got my period. All I can remember, as soon as I hear 13-year-old girl, I remember sitting on the toilet March 9th. I know it was March 9th when I got my period because it was my great uncle Eddie's birthday. And we lived in a 3-bedroom, and my mother made a cake. My great uncle Eddie, by this point, he was very... he was, defecating in his pants. He was not doing well. He was maybe 80 years old. And she said, cake! I hear I'm on the toilet. I think I shat diarrhea myself. It's like brown, red blood. But they don't tell you it's brownish, so you don't think it's blood right away. You think like literally your sphincter's on the loose.
This is how you got it?
Yeah.
Did you think you were taking a shit or what
Yeah,
happened?
no, I didn't feel taking a shit. So I opened my underwear. I went to go pee after school.
Whoa.
And I'm like,
It
oh my God.
But it happened on the toilet, which is great.
no,
right?
it was in my pants. I just went, I thought I had to pee really badly. So I went and I was like,
So there was
whoa.
blood in your pants.
Yeah, but it was like brown. Your first period, for any young listeners we have here, which I think is very natural, it's brown red, and then it gets redder as the years go on. So anyway, so I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I have a situation.
Did you
I'm
know what a
dying.
period was when you got it?
I did, but I thought it would be red. I didn't think it would look like diarrhea in your pants.
Wow.
So I didn't think it was my
At least
period.
it didn't happen at school. There was a girl when we were
Yeah.
in 6th grade, she got it in school.
Yeah, well, I must have gotten it leaving school, like last period, because I felt like my legs were weak. But I literally thought I had cancer. Like, I was like, your legs are weak. I never felt my legs up until that point. When you're a kid and you don't even understand what a headache is? I'm like, how could your head hurt? And then you get your first headache, you're like, this is a headache. That my legs weak, I never felt my legs, considered my legs, but I thought, oh, this is some type of paralyzation. I don't know. So I have my period. I don't know what's going on. And my mother is not lighting the candles until all me and my 9 siblings are in the kitchen to sing happy birthday for my great uncle Eddie. And she's going, cake! And she's calling my name, Rifki! Where's Rifki? And I'm like, I'm in the bathroom. I can't make cake. I can't make cake. So when he says 13, it triggers me in a second. I'm on the toilet. I go, what a traumatic time for a girl. Like, I thought it was small talk because I never had anything private in my life. And the fact that he said it was private made me, A, love him more and be like, wow, what a good man that he has private things, like with the girl. Like, I never got anything private. Nobody cared about my secrets. Nobody talked to me. I didn't have a father who was concerned if I had my period or not or whatever. It was all just kind of like you were left to yourself and nobody cared about you. So he really cared about his daughter's feelings, about her life, about her privacy. And it just struck me for the first time, like, wow, I had never considered something like that as private, because in my house, nothing was private. Mm-hmm. And my brothers all made fun of me and, she's disgusting. And everybody knew everything because we shared a bathroom. So it's like, I blew up the bathroom. She's disgusting.
Robbie, how do you get your energy? You're so good at going.
Really?
I just how do you just
It's
do
too
that
much.
all the time?
I have to not monopolize. But that's what,
I'm
it came from an endearing place.
Watching you, and I'm kind of blown away that you are always on.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier when you
Where
got
does this come from? It's actually insane.
It's insane.
Are you on coffee? Have you had coffee today?
I had one coffee in the morning. I always have one little espresso in the
But
morning.
you're always going. How do you sleep?
Because I have autism
well?
and something is really wrong.
How many hours a night do you sleep?
I like 8-9 hours. I'm a big
And you
sleeper.
always get it.
Yeah.
And then do you drink?
Yeah, you've seen me drink.
But you're not getting. I never see you getting fucked up.
No,
You're having
but
a
I
beer
do
or
like.
two.
I like a beer.
God, I'm blown away by the energy. Because I feel like for me, I'm actually people see me do a show and they're like, he's crazy. But then if you know me, I'm pretty chill, normal.
Very chill.
Very chill, normal. For me to get up to where you're at, I have to talk myself into it now.
But you don't need to get up to where I'm at. You stay you.
Well,
and
when I
stay
do a
me.
show or when I'm acting in something, I want to be funny. So energy is better.
Yeah.
But you always have energy.
Yeah, well, I guess everything is so big in my head. Like when you say 13 and it's a girl, I'm almost right back there. Like, I'm like, oh my God. Like, and I thought it was like fun small talk. It's the only thing I know about a 13-year-old girl. I haven't been 13 in a long time. I don't know any 13-year-old girls currently.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not fucking Drake. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? So.
Who y'all got, Drake or Kendrick?
We will cut his name, but I think the story still holds. Just the idea that a father could be present, not only present,
Yeah.
but involved, that he would care about his daughter's feelings and her personal life and her privacy.
And his
was
privacy.
And his privacy. Yeah. Like, I didn't even think that was inappropriate. Like, there's something really wrong with me. I thought these are all just natural.
Well, I mean, this is what you do. You get a rise out of people. You
I didn't want a rise. I thought it was nothing small talk. I thought I'm being cool, chill. I'm relatable. Listen, I may not have kids, but I know enough. I'm like, oh, that's the age.
You like talking about the most extreme thing at all times.
I didn't know a girl's period is extreme. To me, it happens to half of the planet.
But to a stranger, to ask a stranger that you just met, does your daughter have her period? That's a weird question.
Well, he said she turned 13. I didn't think it was weird, but that's what's wrong with me, is that I didn't grow up with that being weird or secret.
Right. You could have just been like, what'd you get up to today?
No, I know. I could have. There's a million things.
But it's great. It's the opposite.
I wanted to kill myself.
Most people are like, what'd you do today? You're like, does your daughter have her period yet?
Well, we're talking about the kids. I don't have kids. I thought I was a shoo-in. I thought, oh, I know a 13-year-old. I'm like, great. I thought it would like spark a whole... Like, no, it
actually shut the whole conversation down. And then the whole party, I'm thinking people were having drinks at Kibit's room. It was really fun.
Really fun
really
night,
nice.
Carmen. You always do that. Such a good night.
And then Robbie, I'm like catching up with people I haven't seen in months. I've been out of town. And Robbie keeps, I
come right
me.
up to Carmen. I'm like,
you gotta
I ruined
fix this.
something.
You got to fix this. You got to reintroduce me to him. And then tell him, get me in the circle and get me.
No, I have to say, you have to understand this is not coming from a place like I was totally out of line. I didn't even realize it. I was like really had a brain fart, I guess. But to me, it seemed like asking like, does she like Barbies? Does she like it is as innocuous a question for me. Does she have a period? Because literally half the planet has it. As anything, as are you and your wife? Oh, you had a second baby. Like it does not register to me. For the first time, it really did make me think. So I was like, Carm, I keep fucking up your connections. I don't want to fuck up his work. I'm there.
They're not judging me.
Carmen.
They're judging you. You're fucking up your connection.
But I know. And I'll never be on these shows, but I love them still. And you're totally valid not to.
But you want to, and you probably will be.
No, I probably will not be, but that makes sense. And you know what? I'm going to win some and I'm going to lose a lot. When you're me and I'm like...
You come off strong to people, but then they do come around and they love you. Robbie and I met because we were in a cubicle together. We were put in a cubicle together with one other person and at the Chris Gethard show, shared a tiny cubicle. And Robbie, we would have to go into pitch. And one of Robbie's first pitches that I thought was so funny is, there was an episode of the Gethard show called... brownie roulette or weed brownie roulette, where everybody eats a brownie and one of them has weed in it and that person is high for the whole show. And apparently that was a really successful episode with True TV, and so they wanted more stuff like that. So Robbie's pitch was, one
of these has AIDS. we do brownie roulette. Everybody gets a syringe. They're all IV, which is harmless. They're all just liquid IV. But then one of them has a drop of AIDS. Now, but here's the thing. So you all syringe it. It's all clean and everything. And then one of you, AIDS is chronic. You don't die of AIDS. It's undetectable. You're on PrEP the rest of your life and it's fine. It's actually not that bad.
The way she pitched it was this is a good idea. There's nothing wrong with this idea at all.
And I got in trouble.
Nobody laughed except for me. I was the only one laughing. I was like, this is...
I think I have a picture.
It's truly the funniest pitch that you could pitch.
I think I have a picture of this.
And then no one's laughing. Gethard starts laughing because I'm laughing. So he comes around.
Look at this. Is there a way...
Oh, yeah. Look at you. This is us. This is when we met.
This is us.
Got that shirt from High Maintenance, HBO. But Robbie does this pitch, dying. And we pretty much got along. We had one fight. I've told the story many times. I
Yeah,
haven't told
so
it on
we
this
went-
podcast.
Oh,
but
go ahead.
We got on one fight at the Gethard show, just one fight. And basically what happened was there was a meeting. They were like, come up with, whatever amount of pitches for Blake Griffin or some shit. I was like, that's exciting. I want to do that. And then so we go back to our cubicle. I'm writing pitches. I put on
He's taking it
headphones.
so serious. We work for a comedy show.
I'm trying to do my job. It was my first year working there.
I'm like, job. We're paid to be clowns. This is.
I want to get some good pitches. And so Robbie, I put my headphones on because Robbie's talking as loud as she speaks. And she is on the phone with her bank in Canada trying to figure out some like money situation. And our cubicle is like the size of this couch, tiny.
You know the bank closes at 4. I have to call them during work hours.
So she's yelling, and I'm like, this is crazy how loud she is. She's sitting this close to me. I'm trying to work. I put my music on in headphones. I could still hear her through the headphones. So I'm thinking, I'm like, I have to ask her to quietly be quiet because I know she's going to freak out at me. She's going to freak out on me. So I take off my headphones. I go, Robbie. And I thought out what I was going to say because I knew she wasn't going to handle this well. I say, Robbie, can you please be quiet? She gives me the finger. And I'm like,
I'm on the phone with the bank.
and I'm like,
do you know how long I've been on hold?
and then I put my headphones on. It's like unbelievable. She gets done with the call. And then I see her like mouth going like this. I have my music on louder. And so I take off the headphones and she's like, how dare you? How dare you tell me fuck you? I was like, I didn't tell you fuck you. I said, can you? I planned out what I was going to say. In her mind, she thought I said fuck you because I said, can you please be quiet? Then she gave me the finger. We didn't talk the whole day. I've never seen her totally just like ignore me. We went to lunch. I go with Drew and Noah. We're going to Sweet Green or whatever the fuck the salad place is. Chopped, some garbage place. We're walking. Then we see you walking, and you just walk across the street on the opposite side. Doesn't even look at me. I'm like, okay. We get to Sweet Green. We're in line next to each other. Won't look at me. Won't talk to me. And then we leave. I'm walking with Noah and Drew. I'm like, what's wrong with her? And they're like, this is just Robbie. This is what she does. And I was like, well, she hates me now because I kindly asked her to be quiet.
And by the way, he
she
wasn't
flicked me
so
off.
liked at the show. There was another person in our cubicle had very similar issues, and we were able to commiserate about his behavior.
You loved me. So, and wait, first of all, everybody at the show liked me except for this one person.
It's true.
This one person, the third person in our cubicle hated me.
Shout out to we love her.
She hated me for no reason. Mm-hmm. And I got along with everybody at the show.
I was the glue of that show.
I think I was the glue.
No, I was the glue. There's nobody I'm not friends with on that show.
I'm friends with everybody at the show except for this one person, which I would be friends with.
I'm the glue.
But they decided to hate me. And why do you think
so
they
I'm the
hated
glue.
me?
Because you're anti-Semitic.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all.
And you're a not all men guy.
But then then that night, Robbie texts me, long text, like, sorry, blah, 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 love you. You're like a brother. And then I was like, we're all good.
I calm down and I'm very good at accountability. I know I have terrible behavior. I have behavioral issues. And then then I beat myself up about it. And then once I've gone through that process, I can offer a sincere apology. And it's just, it's embarrassing to be me lots of times. And the truth with when I met Carmen was I thought he was so cool. So this is the same effect that I had with the guy that I was just talking about. Shout out. Was so kind to me after this disastrous period event. And he totally understood and talked me off from the ledge too. And he's just tremendous. But Carm, when I first met him, I thought he was so cool. And in terms of the New York stand-up scene, I kind of, when I think somebody's cool and I want to be friends with them, that's of course recipe for disaster. Because it's like you don't want to ever show, especially in this business, what I've learned the hard way and the embarrassing way is if you're a huge fan of somebody here, be it comedy, from a movie, whatever, never tell them.
That's so funny.
Never tell them.
That's interesting.
Okay. And the problem is I'm always telling them because I'm like, if the compliment is here, how selfish for me to keep it here. It's their compliment. So I'm very generous with compliments, but actually it reads really desperate or something. But even though I'm not doing that. So I try not to do that. Occasionally I fumble because somebody is so cool to me or something that I can't help it. So Carmen's one of those guys where I'm coming on strong and I'm really not wanting to. But I just wanted to be friends with him. But it doesn't happen so often you want to be friends with someone. And it's way better to be friends with someone you didn't want to be friends with and it comes up organically. Like, not that you didn't want to, but that you didn't even think about. As soon as you want something and you act on that, in my case, recipe for disaster. So if you love somebody from something, do not go up to them. They're too cool for school.
Wow.
Nobody but me likes compliments.